Imagine walking into your bedroom after a long day, expecting that spark, that connection, but instead you're met with polite smiles and polite nods. Sound familiar? Now I know what you're thinking. It can't be me. Or is it? What if I told you your wife won't come right out and say it, but deep down she's not fully satisfied, and it all comes down to one surprising culprit? No, it's not your snoring, although let's be honest, that late-night symphony of nasal honks doesn't help. And it's not that forgotten anniversary dinner though. Yes, flowers on the nightstand do count. The real reason lies hidden beneath the surface in the very mechanics of your body. Picture your circulation like a garden hose. If it's kinked, rusted, or underpressured, the flow just isn't what it should be. And when that flow falters, the performance follows suit. Suddenly, everything feels a little flat. You might brush it off as stress, age, or one of those nights, but the truth is far more straightforward and far more fixable than you think. Stick around because in just a few minutes, I'm going to reveal the single factor you must address to reignite that spark and bring back that confident grin on her face. Trust me, once you understand this, you'll wonder why no one ever told you before, least of all your wife. Let's dive in. Hi, I'm Dr. Henry Carter, men's health specialist, husband of 12 years, and proud survivor of my own "what happened last night" moments. Over the past 2 decades, I've helped thousands of couples rediscover the passion and confidence they thought was long gone. No smoke machines or cheesy pickup lines required. You might recognize me from my clinic, where I've seen every sort of circulation hiccup you can imagine, from "my garden hose is more like a garden straw" to "I've forgotten what morning wood even looks like." And let me tell you, when blood flow drops, satisfaction does too, and everyone notices. But here's the good news: fixing this is neither rocket science nor an expensive trip abroad. It's about understanding the simple mechanics of your body and a handful of strategies you can start using tonight. Throughout my career, I've combined clinical research, real-life case studies, and a dash of humor, because let's face it, we all need a laugh when talking about bedroom performance to develop a straightforward approach that actually works. So if you're tired of guessing why things aren't quite clicking, stick with me. Together, we'll uncover why your wife won't say it out loud and how you can change the conversation from "we need to talk" to "wow, what a night." Let's get started. Why her satisfaction really matters. You might be wondering, why should I care? Isn't a solid handshake in the morning enough? Well, fellas, here's the hard truth. When your partner isn't fully satisfied, it creates an undercurrent that ripples through your entire relationship. Confidence takes a hit, intimacy fades, conversations turn polite instead of passionate. Think of your relationship like a favorite pizza joint. You know, the one that nailed your order every time. But one day they skimp on the cheese. Sure, it still tastes okay, but something's missing. Suddenly you're checking Google for "best pizza near me" because that original spark just isn't there. The same principle applies here. When that final flourish in the bedroom feels just okay, you both start looking elsewhere for excitement, connection, and that return trip to 5-star satisfaction. And it isn't just about the physical. Studies show that couples who report higher sexual satisfaction also experience greater emotional closeness, reduced stress, and even longer lifespans together. Yes, quality bedroom time is basically a longevity booster. When she feels completely fulfilled, she's happier, more affectionate, and yes, more likely to light up your phone with a flirty text during the workday. On the flip side, when satisfaction dips, it often goes unspoken. She won't demand a meeting, she'll simply withdraw. Date nights become sofa nights. Cuddle time becomes glance at your phone time. And before you know it, what once felt electric feels routine, like you're both coasting on autopilot. Now, I'm not saying every off night spells doom. Life happens, work stress, kids, the dog chewing your favorite slipper, these things can take their toll. But when even your best week can't shake that cloud of something's off, it's time to dig deeper. Because beneath the polite smiles and quick goodnights lies a truth neither of you should ignore. Satisfaction isn't a luxury, it's the fuel that powers confidence, connection, and that spark you fell in love with. And here's the kicker: once you discover the root cause and take targeted action, the payoffs extend far beyond the bedroom. You'll see it in her smile, hear it in her laughter, and feel it in every embrace. Stick around because next we'll uncover the hidden culprit, that's silently sabotaging both your confidence and her satisfaction, and it's a lot simpler than you'd imagine. After all, fixing one small piece of the puzzle can reignite the entire picture. The hidden reason. She's not satisfied. All right, let's cut to the chase. The real reason your wife isn't jumping your bones as often as she used to has nothing to do with romance novels or surprise date nights. It comes down to one simple but critical factor: circulation. More specifically, the gradual decline of a little molecule called nitric oxide that keeps your blood vessels relaxed and your performance at peak levels. Now, before you zone out at the mention of molecules, stick with me. Think of nitric oxide as the traffic cop on the highway of your bloodstream. When it's doing its job, blood flows freely, pressure stays balanced, and everything from your fingertips to, well, is fully supplied and ready for action. But as we age, that traffic cop gets a little slower off the mark, and suddenly you have bottlenecks. What was once a smooth cruise becomes stop-and-go traffic, and that means less sensation, less firmness, and less of that satisfying crescendo you're aiming for. Here's a quick snapshot of what happens inside as we hit our 30s, and beyond. Enzyme activity that produces nitric oxide begins to taper. Simultaneously, oxidative stress and inflammation start clogging up those pathways. It's a double whammy: reduced production plus increased resistance. The result, your body simply can't deliver the goods the way it used to. And remember, your wife isn't thinking about enzymes or stress levels. She's just left wondering why things feel a bit underwhelming. Picture this: you're trying to water your lawn with a hose that has tiny clogs inside. You turn on the faucet full blast, but only a trickle comes out. You might blame the water company or grit your teeth and keep watering, but until you clear the clog, your lawn stays patchy. The same principle applies to circulation. You can try pep talks, new positions, or fragrance candles, but if the underlying blood flow isn't up to par, satisfaction will always feel incomplete. And here's the kicker: most guys never realize this is the issue. They chalk it up to stress at work, a busy schedule, or even just one of those nights. Meanwhile, their wives silently adapt to a lower bar of expectation, offering fewer compliments, fewer signals of excitement, and ultimately less engagement. It's not malice or lack of interest, it's biology. So what's the takeaway? Before you spend hundreds on gimmicky gadgets or become best friends with the pharmacy counter, understand that circulation is the foundation. When the plumbing is optimized, everything else, from confidence to sensation, naturally improves. And yes, I'm oversimplifying the chemistry, but here's the good news: you don't need a biochemistry degree to make a difference. Small lifestyle tweaks and targeted support can supercharge that nitric oxide production, clear out the bottlenecks, and restore flow to where it matters most. Over the next few sections, we'll dive into practical, everyday strategies that boost your body's nitric oxide production and keep those vessels relaxed and wide open. We'll cover simple exercises, power foods, sleep hacks, and stress-busting techniques, all designed to unclog the highway and get your performance back in the fast lane. And yes, we'll even squeeze in a quick 60-second drill you can do before lights out. But first, let that sink in. The secret to reigniting her smile and her satisfaction isn't hidden in some mystical love potion. It's right there in your own bloodstream, waiting for you to give it the green light. Once you tackle circulation, everything else falls into place. Now let's get those blood vessels moving and set the stage for the kind of nights that leave both of you grinning from ear to ear. Science behind the scene. Let's peel back the curtain for a moment and look at what's happening inside your body. No lab coat required. Remember the garden hose analogy? Your blood vessels are those hoses, and nitric oxide is the hero that keeps them pliable and wide open. But how exactly does this magic molecule work its wonders? First up, when you eat nitrate-rich foods or your body produces nitric oxide, naturally an enzyme called endothelial nitric oxide, synthase, or ENOS for short, converts L-arginine into nitric oxide. Picture ENOS as a master chef in your cells, blending ingredients to whip up the perfect sauce for blood flow. That sauce then diffuses into the smooth muscle, lining your vessels, signaling them to relax and widen, a process known as vasodilation. More dilation equals more flow, plain and simple. Now here's the twist: as we age, our master chef doesn't work as efficiently. Chronic stress, poor diet, lack of movement, and environmental toxins can all gum up the kitchen. Oxidative stress, think of it as tiny rust particles in your hoses, begins to accumulate, making it harder for those smooth muscles to respond. At the same time, inflammation can trigger an overactive immune response that clamps down on vessel walls, narrowing the path even further. To put it in perspective, imagine driving on a highway where construction barriers suddenly start popping up without warning. Even if traffic cops, nitric oxide, are directing cars perfectly, the lane closures slow everything down. Your body experiences the same bottleneck effect, and the result is reduced blood flow to critical areas like the one you care about most. But there's more to the story. Nitric oxide doesn't just relax blood vessels, it also tackles harmful free radicals by acting as an antioxidant. Free radicals are unstable molecules that can damage cells. Picture a gang of molecular hooligans running amok in your bloodstream. Nitric oxide steps in neutralizing these troublemakers and preventing them from oxidizing your hoses. With fewer hooligans around, your Enos chef has a cleaner kitchen to work in producing more nitric oxide and keeping those vessels smoothly dilated. Here's another fascinating tidbit. Physical activity sends a double signal. When you exercise, the increased blood flow itself stimulates your vessels to produce more nitric oxide, kind of like revving an engine to warm it up. That's why a quick walk or some light movement not only boosts circulation in the moment, but also trains your system to maintain better flow over time. Finally, let's talk about diet synergy. Certain foods, beets, spinach, watermelon rind, are rich in dietary nitrates, the raw material your body converts into nitric oxide. Others, like dark chocolate and pomegranate, provide antioxidants that protect nitric oxide from being snuffed out prematurely. Combining these foods is like pairing fine wine with a gourmet meal. Each element enhances the other, creating a more powerful overall effect. In plain English, boosting nitric oxide production and preserving its activity comes down to three pillars. Support your Enos chef with the right ingredients, clear out the oxidative stress that clogs your hoses, and keep your system primed with regular movement. Master these and you'll maximize blood flow exactly where you need it, translating into firmer, longer-lasting performance and genuine satisfaction. Up next, we'll dive into the first practical strategy, simple, effective exercises you can start today to pump up that nitric oxide production and keep your circulation in top form. Get ready to move because your body and your relationship are about to thank you for it. Tip number 1, move that body light exercises. All right, gentlemen, time to get off the couch just a little. You don't need to train for a marathon. You just need to kickstart your body's natural nitric oxide factory. Here's the secret: light, consistent movement signals your vessels to produce more nitric oxide on the spot, improves endothelial function, and literally keeps your blood flowing like a well-oiled machine. Let's start with a simple routine you can do anywhere, no gym membership required. First up, the classic walking lunge. Stand tall, step one foot forward into a lunge, then bring the back foot forward to meet it and repeat. Do this for 1 minute. It sounds basic, but you're engaging large leg muscles that demand extra blood flow. When those muscles cry out for circulation, your body responds by cranking up nitric oxide production. Next, transition into calf raises. Hold on to a chair or countertop for balance, lift your heels off the floor, and stand on your toes. Lower back down slowly. Aim for 20 reps. This move focuses on smaller muscles that are crucial for overall circulation, plus it's a great excuse to show off your socks. Now let's get the heart rate up a bit with marching in place, but with a twist. Lift your knees high, pump your arms, and keep a brisk pace for 1 minute. Imagine you're prepping to storm the beach in an action movie, minus the explosions. This dynamic movement acts like a pump, forcing fresh blood through your legs' core, and yes, into your pelvic region. Between each exercise, catch your breath for 20 seconds, enough to reset, not enough to cool down. Repeat the circuit 3 times. Total time under 10 minutes. Yet this short burst does wonders for your vascular health. Clinical research shows that even brief exercise snacks throughout the day significantly boost endothelial function and increase nitric oxide levels for hours afterward. But Henry, you might be thinking, I hate exercise. Fair enough. Let's make it fun. Turn on your favorite song, do these moves during a commercial break, or challenge your buddy to join you over video call. Suddenly, it's less about fitness and more about a bit of friendly competition, and you'll hardly notice the work you're putting in. Consistency is key. Commit to this routine every morning, or better yet, every time you change from work clothes to home mode. That little ritual signals your body that it's time to switch gears, not just mentally but biologically. Over weeks, you'll notice standing up feels easier. You climb stairs without huffing, and most importantly, your circulation will be primed exactly when you need it most. If you're looking for a bonus boost, add pelvic floor contractions, also known as Kegel exercises, into the mix. While standing or sitting, tighten the muscles you'd use to stop the flow of urine. Hold for 5 seconds, then release. Aim for 10 reps. These contractions stimulate blood flow directly to the pelvic region, enhancing sensitivity and stamina over time. By incorporating these light exercises into your daily rhythm, you're effectively telling your body, hey, we need top performance tonight every single day. The result, stronger endothelial function, higher baseline nitric oxide, and improved readiness for, well, let's just say your wife will definitely notice. So lace up comfortable shoes, find a bit of open space, and let's get moving. Because when your body knows circulation is priority number one, it won't hesitate when the moment of truth arrives. Up next, we'll talk about fueling this system with the right foods, because you are what you eat, and when it comes to nitric oxide, your plate is your best ally. Tip number 2, eat these power foods all right. Let's head to the kitchen, no gym shoes required. Just like a race car needs high-octane fuel, your body needs the right foods to supercharge nitric oxide production and keep circulation humming. Today I'll show you 4 delicious power foods that work like a symphony on your blood vessels, no chef's hat needed. First up, beets. Now I know what you're thinking, beet juice that looks like something you'd use to dye your shirt, not your bloodstream. But trust me, those deep red beauties are packed with nitrates, the raw material your body converts into nitric oxide. Start your morning with a small glass of beet juice or toss roasted beets on a salad. Within hours, you'll notice that subtle sense of warmth, like your veins just got a standing ovation. Next, spinach. Popeye had it right, this leafy green is a nitrate heavyweight. But unlike those cartoon cans, fresh spinach is versatile. Blend it into a smoothie sauté with garlic, or pile it on your omelet. And here's a pro tip, pair it with a squeeze of lemon. The vitamin C in citrus helps your body convert nitrates more efficiently, so you're maximizing that nitric oxide boost with every forkful. Third on our list, watermelon. Yes, dessert can be functional. Watermelon rind is surprisingly rich in citrulline and amino acid that your kidneys convert into arginine, another precursor to nitric oxide. Bonus, it's hydrating, low-calorie, and perfect for those I want something sweet but still healthy cravings. Chop it up, freeze it into cubes, or blend it into a slushie. Either way, you're giving your circulation a juicy upgrade. Last but not least, dark chocolate. Before you raise an eyebrow, hear me out. High-quality dark chocolate, 70% cocoa or higher, is loaded with flavanols, plant compounds that stimulate nitric oxide synthase, the enzyme that makes nitric oxide. A small square after dinner can support healthy blood vessels, curb cravings, and yes, double as an aphrodisiac. Just remember, moderation is key. We're aiming for pleasure and performance, not a sugar crash at midnight. Now you might be wondering, can I just eat a ton of these foods and call it a day? Unfortunately, it's not quite that simple. Variety and balance matter. Pair your beets with spinach salad one day, watermelon smoothie the next, and finish the week with a little dark chocolate indulgence. Rotating through these foods ensures you're supplying your body with a spectrum of nitrates, amino acids, antioxidants, and flavanols, all working together like a championship team to keep blood flowing freely. Let's break it down into a simple daily plan. Breakfast, spinach and berry smoothie with a splash of lemon juice. Noria, lunch, beet and goat cheese salad with mixed greens. Supper, afternoon snack, a few cubes of frozen watermelon or a small handful of dark chocolate chunks. This approach delivers a steady stream of nitric oxide precursors and protective antioxidants throughout your day, setting the stage for peak performance when it matters most. And don't overlook hydration. Water is the silent MVP here. Proper fluid intake helps transport those precious molecules throughout your body. Aim for at least 8 glasses of water daily, more if you're active or it's a hot day. Swap 1 glass for a nitrate-rich vegetable juice, and you're elevating your game even further. Finally, remember that food should be enjoyable. Experiment with recipes, beet hummus, spinach pesto, watermelon salsa, or chocolate-dipped strawberries. Make meal prep a fun lab of delicious discovery. When you look forward to these flavor-packed dishes, you're far more likely to stick with them and reap the benefits. By fueling your body with these powerhouse foods, you're not just eating, you're investing in better blood flow, firmer performance, and ultimately greater satisfaction for both you and your wife. Next up, we'll tackle sleep, because even the best engines need downtime to perform at their peak. Stay tuned. Tip number 3, sleep smarter. Here's a truth bomb: no amount of exercise or superfoods can fully compensate for poor sleep. Think of sleep as the overnight maintenance crew for your body's circulation. When you skimp on quality rest, that crew doesn't get the memo, and your pipes or vessels don't get cleaned up properly. The result? Morning grogginess, sluggish blood flow, and lower nitric oxide levels right when you need them. Let's start with the basics. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of uninterrupted sleep. I know between work deadlines and the latest binge-worthy series, that feels like a tall order. But small tweaks can make a big difference. First, establish a consistent sleep schedule. Go to bed and wake up at the same time every day, even on weekends. This trains your circadian rhythm, the internal clock that regulates sleep-wake cycles, hormone production, and yes, even nitric oxide synthesis. When that clock is in sync, your body enters deep restorative sleep more efficiently, allowing blood vessels to repair and reset. Next, create a bedtime ritual. About 60-90 minutes before lights out, dim the lights and power down screens. The blue light from phones and TVs suppresses melatonin, the hormone that signals your body to wind down. Instead, try low-wattage lamps or warm-colored bulbs and engage in relaxing activities. Read a book, practice gentle stretching, or meditate. Cue your nervous system that it's time to switch from go to slow. Temperature matters too. Your body needs to drop a degree or two to fall asleep. Keep your bedroom cool around 64 to 68 degrees. If you're worried about comfort, invest in breathable bedding or moisture-wicking sheets. A cool, dark, and quiet environment is your ticket to deeper sleep cycles, which are crucial for growth hormone release and vascular repair. Now let's talk about supplements that support sleep and circulation. A small dose of magnesium, often called the relaxation mineral, can calm nerves, ease muscle tension, and improve sleep quality. Taken about 30 minutes before bed, it helps your vessels relax, boosting nighttime nitric oxide production when repair processes are most active. Another option is a calming herbal tea. Chamomile, valerian root, or passion flower can be soothing without leaving you groggy in the morning. One key habit many overlook is pre-sleep nutrition. Avoid heavy meals, caffeine, and alcohol within 3 hours of bedtime. Caffeine can linger in your system for up to 8 hours, impairing deep sleep. Alcohol might make you drowsy initially, but disrupts REM sleep and dehydrates you, both of which hamper your circulation goals. If you're hungry before bed, opt for a light snack combining protein and complex carbs. Think a small handful of nuts with oatmeal or Greek yogurt with berries. This stabilizes blood sugar and prevents midnight wake-ups. Finally, track your sleep progress. You don't need a high-end gadget. Simple sleep tracking apps or a wearable can give you insights into your sleep stages and disturbances. Review your data weekly and adjust your routine as needed. Did you notice more wake-ups on nights you ate late? Did Saturday's late bedtime wreck Monday's energy? Use that feedback to fine-tune your habits. Long story short, prioritizing quality sleep is not an indulgence. It's essential maintenance for peak performance. When your body completes its nightly repair work and cranks out nitric oxide efficiently, you wake up not just refreshed, but primed for optimal circulation and confidence. And when the lights go down, you'll be operating with a well-oiled system, ready to deliver the satisfaction your wife has been craving. Up next, we'll tackle stress management, because even well-rested engines can sputter under pressure. Stay with me. Tip number 4, stress less, feel more, gentlemen. Here's something you probably didn't expect. Stress is kryptonite for your circulation. When you're tense, your body dumps stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline into your bloodstream, triggering your vessels to constrict, exactly the opposite of what we want. Think of it as a surprise roadblock on your circulatory highway, slowing traffic right when you need smooth sailing. So how do you flip the switch from fight or flight to relax and release? Let's start with a simple breathing exercise you can do anytime, anywhere. Close your eyes, inhale slowly through your nose for a count of 4, Feel your diaphragm expand, then exhale through your mouth for a count of 6, letting go of tension. Repeat this cycle 5 times. That extra long exhale activates your parasympathetic nervous system, calming your mind and coaxing your vessels to dilate. It's like sending an invitation to your blood vessels. Come on, and the water's fine. Now, if you're thinking, great Dr. Carter, breathe. Got it. Let's layer on a little mindfulness. Take 1 minute to focus on sensations in your body, the weight of your feet on the floor, the rise and fall of your chest, the gentle hum of your surroundings. Notice any areas of tension in your jaw, your shoulders, your lower back, and mentally tell them to soften. You don't need a soundproof meditation studio, just your own intention to tune in rather than tune out. Here's a quick trick for instant stress relief, the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 grounding exercise. Name 5 things you can see. 4, you can touch. 3, you can hear. 2, you can smell. And 1, you can taste. It snaps your mind out of racing thoughts and brings your focus back to the present, right where your body can reset, repair, and boost circulation. If you have a few extra minutes, consider adding gentle yoga stretches or progressive muscle relaxation to your routine. Lie on your back, tense your muscles from your toes to your scalp for 3 seconds, then release in one smooth motion. Feel that wave of relaxation sweep through your body. That's your vessels thanking you. For those of you juggling meetings, deadlines, and a to-do list, a mile-long build, micro breaks into your day. Set a reminder every hour to stand up, do a shoulder roll, shake out your limbs, and take 2 deep breaths. These mini resets interrupt the stress response and give your vessels a chance to relax, not to mention preventing you from turning into a death statue by lunchtime. Let's talk about laughter. Yes, real belly-deep laughter. Studies show that a good laugh triggers the release of endorphins and lowers cortisol levels, leading to improved vascular function. So keep a stash of funny videos, a favorite comic strip, or a go-to joke on hand. A 30-second chuckle session can dilate your vessels almost as effectively as a brisk walk. Finally, embrace hobbies that help you unwind. Music, painting, a quick game of catch in the yard, or even jamming on an air guitar if that's your style. When you make relaxation a priority, you're not being selfish. You're giving your body and your partner the best version of yourself. By mastering stress reduction, you'll keep those blood vessels wide open and invite a surge of soothing circulation exactly when you need it. The result: enhanced sensitivity, firmer performance, and a calmer mind that's fully present in every intimate moment. Next, we'll explore tip number 5, the power of touch and warm-up, to ensure you're fully primed for peak performance. Let's keep the momentum going. Tip number 5, the power of touch and warm-up. Let's talk about the art of anticipation. No, not surprise birthday parties, but the power of touch and a proper warm-up routine. Just like athletes don't sprint cold off the blocks, you shouldn't dive straight into the main event without preparing your body and mind for peak performance. Start with sensate focus, a simple technique to heighten awareness. Begin by lightly stroking your partner's arm, shoulder, or back. No rush, no agenda. Focus on the texture of skin, the warmth of her response, and the subtle changes in her breathing. This isn't foreplay with a timer. It's a conversation through touch that tells her you're fully present and attentive. When she feels your genuine focus, her arousal and yours naturally intensifies. Next, incorporate a warm-up massage. Use a few drops of a lightweight oil or lotion, warming it between your palms before applying. With gentle circular motions, massage the inner thighs and lower abdomen. These areas are rich in nerve endings and blood vessels. Stimulating them sends a signal to your circulatory system to ramp up flow. Think of it as preheating the engine for maximum output. While you're at it, use progressive touch. Start broad and light, stroking shoulders or back, then gradually move to more sensitive zones. This builds tension and anticipation in a way that plain old going straight to business can't match. Each incremental step floods nerves with sensation, priming both your bodies for a heightened response. Now let's add a quick warm-up exercise you can do together. Stand facing each other, arms extended, palms touching. Gently lean in and out, flexing and relaxing your arm muscles in sync. This creates a playful rhythm, increases blood flow to your core and upper body, and fosters a shared sense of connection. Plus, a little friendly resistance challenge never hurt anyone's ego or circulation. For those moments when you want to turn up the heat, try a sensory countdown. Choose 5 zones: neck, earlobe, inner wrist, lower back, inner thigh, and spend 10 seconds on each alternating gentle touch with brief feather-light kisses. By the time you reach the final zone, both of you will be primed, pulses racing, and vessels wide open. Finally, remember to breathe together. As you warm up, sync your inhales and exhales. When you exhale slowly against her skin, neck, clavicle, inner arm, you invite relaxation and deeper vasodilation. Coordinated breathing not only reduces tension, but also amplifies sensation, making every touch feel more electric. Incorporating these touch and warm-up strategies ensures that when you transition to the main event, your circulation is already firing on all cylinders. She'll notice the difference: deeper sensations, firmer responses, and a level of connection that goes beyond mere mechanics. Up next, we'll take a quick 60-second pump routine for an instant boost, followed by a natural introduction to Nitric Boost that ties everything together seamlessly. Let's keep this momentum going. Your secret weapon for circulation and vitality. Now, fellas, we've covered movement, nutrition, sleep, stress relief, and touch, and all these tips work wonders on their own. But if you're looking for a little extra edge, kind of like adding that secret sauce to perfect barbecue, you'll want to hear about Nitric Boost. Here's the deal. Nitric Boost is a daily supplement formulated to support your body's own nitric oxide production. Think of it as like hiring a personal assistant for your Enos chef, helping it work faster, cleaner, and more efficiently. Inside each capsule, you get scientifically studied ingredients like L-arginine, citrulline, and beetroot extract, along with antioxidants that protect nitric oxide from breaking down too soon. I know what you're thinking. Great, another pill to pop. What's next? Kale-flavored toothpaste. Fair point. But unlike those one-note gimmicks, Nitric Boost combines multiple botanicals and amino acids in research-backed doses. Clinical trials show that regular use can increase nitric oxide levels by up to 30% over baseline, meaning wider vessels, better circulation, and firmer performance when it counts. Here's how I like to integrate it into my routine first thing in the morning with a glass of water. That way, you're priming your system for the whole day, kind of like flipping the switch on your internal light that says ready for action. And because Nitric Boost works on foundational pathways, you'll notice improvements not just in the bedroom, but in energy levels, workout recovery, and cardiovascular health too. One real-world story: I had a patient, let's call him Mark, who was skeptical at first. He'd tried everything: fancy gadgets, green juices, even yoga pants. True story. Within 3 weeks of adding Nitric Boost and following these tips, he reported firmer morning wake-ups, better endurance in the bedroom, and a newfound confidence that had his wife planning date nights again. No yoga pants required. Now, a quick heads-up: supplements aren't magic bullets. They work best when paired with the lifestyle strategies we've discussed. But if you've been consistent with exercise, diet, sleep, and stress management and still want to maximize your results, Nitric Boost is the perfect complement. So here's my recommendation: give it 30 days. Commit to the full protocol: light exercises, power foods, smart sleep, stress hacks, touch techniques, and add Nitric Boost each morning. Track your progress. Note improvements in stamina, firmness, and overall confidence. I'm confident you'll see and feel the difference. Ready to take that extra step? Check the link below for more info on Nitric Boost and exclusive savings. Your body and your wife will thank you. All right, let's move on to our bonus 60-second pump routine to tie it all together. Bonus quick fix 60-second pump routine. All right, gentlemen, time for a rapid-fire routine you can do right before lights out. Think of this as your secret warm-up call. 60 seconds of targeted movement to kickstart circulation when you need it most. Here's how it goes. Stand with feet shoulder width apart, hands on hips. Inhale deeply, then as you exhale, perform a quick calf raise, lift onto your toes and hold for 2 seconds. Lower down and immediately transition into squat pulses. Bend your knees just 30 degrees and pulse 3 times, keeping your chest up and core engaged. That's 1 cycle. Next, bring your feet together and do hip circles, hands on your waist. Rotate your hips clockwise for 5 seconds, then counterclockwise for 5 seconds. Feel that blood rushing into your lower abdomen. Finally, drop into a standing pelvic tilt. Tilt your pelvis forward, tuck your tailbone under, hold for 3 seconds, release, then tilt back for 3 seconds. Repeat twice. Aim for 4 full cycles, roughly 60 seconds of movement. You'll feel warmth in your legs and lower core, a sign that blood is surging and nitric oxide is on the job. Use this routine as your go signal when you're ready for intimacy. It's quick, discreet, and potent, no equipment, no sweat, no excuses. Up next, we'll cover common pitfalls to avoid so you don't unintentionally sabotage your progress. Stay with me. Common pitfalls to avoid. Before we wrap things up, let's talk about a few common missteps that can quietly undermine all your hard work, because knowing what to avoid is just as important as knowing what to do. First, overdoing caffeine. Sure, that morning espresso gives you a jolt, but excessive caffeine constricts blood vessels and spikes cortisol. If you're downing more than 2 cups a day, consider swapping your 3rd cup for green tea or a nitrate-rich juice. Second, neglecting hydration. Dehydration thickens your blood and makes it harder to circulate. Keep a reusable water bottle at your side and aim for consistent sips throughout the day. If plain water bores you, infuse it with cucumber mint or a splash of citrus. Third, skipping the warm-up. Jumping straight into intimacy without touch or light movement is like racing a cold engine. It just doesn't perform optimally. Always include at least 30 seconds of gentle touch or our 60-second pump routine to get the blood flowing. Fourth, inconsistent routines. Sporadic exercise, diet, and sleep habits won't move the needle. Treat these tips as non-negotiables a little bit every day. Trumps a marathon session once a month. Fifth, relying solely on supplements. Nitric Boost is powerful, but it's not a standalone fix. Without movement, nutrition, stress management, and quality sleep, you're missing critical pieces of the puzzle. Finally, ignoring feedback. Pay attention to how your body and your partner respond. If something feels off, adjust, whether it's cutting back caffeine, changing bedtime, or experimenting with different power foods. Your journey to peak performance is personal, so stay attuned to the signals and iterate as needed. Avoid these pitfalls and you'll build an unshakable foundation for lasting improvements in circulations, confidence, and satisfaction. Up next, we'll tie everything together with a quick recap and your next steps. Wrap up, so let's recap. We started with the one secret your wife won't say out loud, declining circulation caused by reduced nitric oxide. Then we transformed that knowledge into action with 5 proven strategies. Light exercises to jumpstart blood flow, power foods to fuel nitric oxide production, smarter sleep habits for overnight repair stress, busting techniques to keep vessels relaxed, and the power of touch to warm up and heighten anticipation. We even added a quick 60-second pump routine and explored how to avoid common pitfalls that can sabotage your progress. When you integrate these strategies, morning exercise, nitrate-rich meals, consistent rest, mindful breathing, and intimate warm-ups into your daily life, you're not just ticking boxes, you're rewiring your body to prioritize top-tier circulation, ensuring firmer performance, heightened sensitivity, and genuine satisfaction every time you connect. If you've been consistent with these tips and want to amplify your results, remember the role Nitric Boost plays as your daily support, helping your body produce more nitric oxide, protect it from breakdown, and keep your vascular hoses clear and responsive. Give the complete protocol 30 days, track your progress, and notice the difference in confidence, energy, and that spark you share with your wife. Now, here's what I want you to do next. Pick one strategy you haven't tried yet, whether it's the morning lunges, the beet spinach smoothie, or the bedtime breathing routine, and commit to it today. Leave a comment below telling us which tip you'll implement first. And if you found this video helpful, hit that like button. It really helps, and don't forget to subscribe for more science-backed insights and practical hacks every week. So go ahead, take control of your circulation, reignite that passion, and give your wife the satisfaction she deserves, because when her smile lights up, yours will too. Ready to transform your performance? Let's make it happen. Thanks for sticking with me, gentlemen. If this video gave you clarity and the tools to reignite your connection, show some love by tapping that subscribe button, because more game-changing insights are coming your way every week. Got questions or success stories? Drop them in the comments below. What changes have you noticed after trying these tips? Which strategy was a game changer for you? I read every single comment, and I'm here to help you on this journey. Don't forget to ring the bell icon so you never miss a new video full of science-backed strategies, practical tips, and a little humor to keep things interesting. Share this video with your buddies who could use a boost. It might just save a marriage or at least spark some epic conversations. And if you want exclusive deals on Nitric Boost and access to bonus guides and workouts, check out the link in the description. Until next time, I'm Dr. Henry Carter. Stay confident, keep the blood flowing, and remember, your best performance is just a few habits away.